Alright, so it's that time again, another music video breakdown. We're going back with the same artist that I did a couple videos back. This song is called Paranoia, DripLee again. So let's go ahead and just show you a few clips. Again, I can't really play the actual song, so make sure you guys click in the link in the description below for you guys to go check out his song, his music video. He just released it today, as a matter of fact, so I decided why not put out the breakdown the same day that he put out the music video. So go watch that, come back, and let's talk about the breakdown of this video. Alright, so as we normally do with these music video breakdowns is going straight into it. What we used for this was, again, Panasonic S1Hs. We had two of them. One was on gimbal, one was on handheld with the rig setup. Same thing as always, the Automos Ninja 5 monitor on each camera setup, and Ronin S as a gimbal. So the first shot that we did was the opener shot, and it was in the desert. He was laying down, and I was kind of wrapping around, just kind of like panning around the subject, around the artist. Right off the bat, this is why I love the Panasonic S1H. It's the dynamic range that you get with this camera. The dynamic range is really crucial when it comes to these outdoor shots. We had no diffusion, we had nothing, it was straight raw, and it looked pretty good. We had him laying down in front of like a not palm tree, but it was like a cactus or something like that. And the reason why I wanted him laying down there is to add the texture, because the sun was beaming from that area, and on the floor there was all that texture going on. It wasn't just a plain blank, you know, just sunny spot where it was just flat. So that's one little thing. It was a simple shot, but always look for little details like that to enhance the image. Now the next scene is, we actually went to the house. This is the third setup, so it's gonna be a little bit all over the place. So this one was the third location. It was at the house. What I decided to do was have the Pavo tubes, and we had the little Pavo to the 60s. And all we really did was, at the very back, we basically placed them in two different sides in order to give it that blue look and let it be strong enough to give it a pop. And then we used the Nanlite 150 panel to light the subject, which was DripLee. And you guys tell me if it looked good or not, but yeah, so simple for this setup. It was just the Nanlite 150 panel lighting straight onto him, and with the grid, so it doesn't obviously flood the whole scene, and it doesn't overpower the Power 260s that were in the very back. But that was just a setup for this house location. Now the next scene that I want to talk about is when I had him laying down. He was in the desert, and I just had him basically performing, looking straight up. So this shot was really uncomfortable, but I had the Ronin S, and I had it basically holding on by basically my two arms. It was upside down, and slowly just turning the Ronin S. You can definitely get a top down shot. You just gotta try different things. If you had a stepping stool, it'll be a lot easier, but mine was literally just there, and I'm trying to hide my feet. It's very hard, but at the end of the day, it's very simple again. Now this next shot is I actually really like, which is basically him walking into the mirror. So we tried different things with this mirror, and we wanted to put it against like a cactus or something like that. And unfortunately we couldn't do that because the wind, it was looking warpy, it was looking stupid, it just did not look good. So what we had to do, the alternative route that we ended up going with, was placing it on the floor, putting sand around it to just kind of put like a mirror was there to get that reflection shot, and still go with that same concept. And it's pretty so simple again, you know, basically just having them perform, just trying to figure it out. I did go handheld for this shot just to give it the energy of the song, and I really ended up being satisfied with this shot. And on to the next shot. It's again, it's a simple drone shot. Now for this one, I tried something different that I've never done for any video. I put the drone to stay in the mid center point and have the drone basically rotating 360 around them, because I wanted that effect. And in post, all I did was scale in a little bit, and slowly as it's turning around, I was just rotating it in post. So something so little like that, so subtle, gives it a big difference in to me, you know, because otherwise if it's straight on or sideways, you can tell it's a drone, but it kind of gave it like an FPV drone in some type of way. Not really, but again, it added a little bit extra. So when you guys are shooting these videos, keep in mind, you guys can always scale in post, you guys can always rotate it with a drone or tripod shots, you know, like such as scaling, rotation. Now on to the next shot. This one, I don't know why I didn't use it as much. It's one of my favorite shots actually. Looks really, really good. I went behind these bushes and I used them as a foreground, and then from there, again, I was just kind of like moving, just kind of going with the song. And same thing, I actually did the scaling in post, and I kind of just gave it that effect, the zoom in. Don't just get every shot flat where it's just the artist and like there's never a foreground or anything like that. The foreground can always help enhance the image. Now this next shot, all I did was drop the shutter super low, and this one you guys had him basically, you know, in the video where he was kind of like tripping and just kind of the motion was looking so weird. That's all done in camera. You just drop the shutter. Normally, if you're shooting, let's say 24 frames per second, we already know it's that 50 shutter that you're supposed to have it at. But for this particular scene, I dropped it all the way to like an 1/8 of a second. I did put ND filters in order to compensate for that. You're able to give that trippy look where you don't have to go in post and try to give that type of image. This one was pretty easy. You just do it in camera, and something you guys should try when you guys want these trippy shots where like they're either drunk or you know, stuff like that. The messing with the shutter speed will definitely help in that type of area. All right, now for this quick little shot where he was like looking, you know, like he's drunk, he's lost, and he looks up. The girl appears right away, but like literally like a second, she disappears. And she was kind of, if you really pay attention to it, she's kind of like bouncing up and down. Basically, I had it on a tripod shot in order to have her there, and I was gonna have her in different areas. She's in, she's out. But the desert was so windy, and the tripod was just, regardless of what I wanted to do, it was jerking a little bit. And you know, I thought in post I can probably make it work, but obviously when it's something like that, you need a really stable shot to get a good video clip like, such as the one that I wanted. Whenever you guys go out anywhere and you guys want to get a tripod shot, I do recommend for you guys to get sandbags, anything that's gonna hold the tripod down so it's not gonna shake. You just never know when it could be super windy and you need that tripod shot. That can ruin an image that you might want to go for, and it might be a special shot of the video. Luckily for this, it wasn't too important, but still, I wish it was stable in order to make it look really clean. So just keep that in mind when you guys are shooting these tripod shots. Now for this next shot is actually my favorite shot of the whole video. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to use the full one take just because I felt like it was too long and the beat came in and it wouldn't work right if I let the whole video basically go through. So he's basically performing in front of the mirror in his house, and as he gets up, basically the camera follows him for a quick second, then goes back to the mirror, and now she's performing. So we wanted her to come onto the bed with the guitar as he's moving. So it's basically like a one take, and then when he comes back in, he looks at her and just tripping out, but she's not there no more. It's just the guitar on the bed. So he's just tripping out, and we, again, for this shot was crazy. We had her basically hide underneath the bed right beside me. So as I followed him, she had to rush up with the guitar, start playing. So when the camera went back to the mirror, she was there. And then when I went at him, she had to jump off the bed. And then as I go back, it's basically, she just had to leave the guitar on the bed, and it went to that. But certain shots like this add so much value to the video because these shots have to be planned. They're not just point and shoot and that's it. So when you guys are shooting these videos, try to get creative with it. Challenge yourself, try to get shots that you just, you know, you think is gonna be impossible or it's gonna be really hard to achieve. Get creative with it. Always try to go for that one shot in your videos that just enhance it and people can see that there was a lot of work done to it, that you couldn't do it in post. It had to be done on camera. And now the next shot, as usual, tripod shot again. Basically, he's sitting down, he's kind of thinking, and he's tripping out. I had him basically, you know, go over his face, and what I had him do is sit very still where his legs don't move. He could move his body, but his legs couldn't move when he was sitting down. And then I had her sitting down over there, and basically then I told her to get out so I can mask her out and in, and obviously his feet were basically in front of her, so I had to make sure his feet weren't moving. So it's basically an easy cutout where I can just implement her and fade her out, because the whole purpose of the song obviously is like she's in his head. So again, shots like this can enhance the video. Don't be scared to use tripod shots. There's a lot of different ways. Masking is obviously one way where the tripod will make it a lot easier for you to just take care of it. And now for the last scene of this music video, it was a rooftop downtown LA. Now for this particular scene, what's crazy is what you guys are watching. We were running late. We were in the desert, about an hour away. We had to drive all the way back to downtown LA. We had to find parking. We had to rush back up there and set everything up. And unfortunately, at this particular moment, I didn't take any portable lighting. So when we got up there, it got pretty dark, and I had the S1H, I think it was at ISO 6400, or it was 4000 at one point, and it went up to 6400. And so it got pretty dark, pretty bad. So what we actually ended up doing, we had basically the two friends of the artist and my girl with me, and what we all basically did, well, I had all of them do it, is take out their iPhones and basically light him up so we can get some lighting. It worked out. I mean, you guys tell me. I used no denoiser. I just felt like that was the best way, and I didn't think it looked bad at all. For iPhone flash, like the lighting that it has on the phones, that's really what we used for that shot, because it was getting really dark and we were trying to fight the time. So sometimes you gotta work with what you have. You don't need all these fancy equipment. Sometimes just a simple phone will do the job. And that's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully you guys like it. Again, if there's anything else you guys want to know, just drop it in the comments below. This was DripLee Paranoia. If you guys did not watch it, go ahead and watch it. Trust me, the video's dope. I like the song. Song is dope. That's the most important part. Video, I mean, you guys let me know on that end, but song overall is dope as hell. So anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Subscribe if you guys are new here. Peace out, guys.